Okay, so good day everyone. Today we will explore one of the most fundamental chapters in social research, and this is the paradigm theory and social research. And we will also tackle the ethics and politics that influence it. Our main reference is Earl Bobbies um, with the book The Practice of Social Research, 12th edition, a key text in the field of sociology and research methodology. The learning objectives are the following. By the end of this discussion, you should be able to define what a paradigm is and explain its importance in social science. You will also learn to distinguish among major research paradigms, understand how theory connects to research, and finally discuss how ethics and politics influence the research process. Now, let's start with the defining and describing what is paradigm. So, a paradigm is like a pair of glasses. It shapes how we see the world. It's the lens through which researchers interpret social reality. So, for example, two people can look at the same behavior and interpret it differently, depending on their paradigm. So, Bobby describes paradigms as fundamental models that guide how we organize and make sense of observations. So let's look at four major paradigms. First is what we call the positivism. Positivism, it believes reality can be measured objectively using scientific methods. The second one is what we call the interpretivism. It says reality is socially constructed and we must understand people's meanings and experiences. Third is the critical paradigm. It focuses on revealing social inequalities and promoting change. And finally, the post-modernism. It challenges the idea of universal truth and emphasizes multiple perspective. So your paradigm doesn't just influence how you see things, it also affects the questions you ask. For instance, a positivist might ask, what are the measurable causes of poverty? While an interpretivist might ask, how do people experience poverty in their daily lives? So your paradigm sets the tone and direction of your entire research. Next, what is theory? A theory is more than a guess. It's a logical explanation that connects ideas and observations. So Bobby defines theory as a systematic explanation of observed facts and laws. So in social research, theories help us understand why things happen and provide a foundation for developing hypotheses. Now let's go to the functions of theory in research. So theories serve several important purposes. So they explain why events occur, um, guide how we collect and analyze data. They also help us connect various concepts and even predict future social behavior. So without theory, research becomes just data collection and without direction. Next, relationship between theory and research. So Bobby emphasizes the cyclical relationship between theory and research. Theories generate hypotheses. So these are tested through research, and the results either support or modify the theory. So theory and research continuously inform each other, making the process dynamic rather than linear. Now we have two kinds of approaches. We call it deductive and inductive. So in research, there are two main reasoning approaches. When we say deductive reasoning, starts from a theory, moves towards specific evidence. So we test whether our theory holds true. On the other hand, when we say inductive reasoning, it starts from specific observations and builds toward a theory. So in practice, good researchers use both observing patterns and testing explanations. So here are examples. So in deductive approach, you start with the theory. Say, education improves job opportunities, and you test and using employment data. For inductive example, you might notice that educated people seem to have better jobs. And from there, you form a theory explaining why that happens. But both processes are valuable for building knowledge. This is a very good question. Why ethics matter? Social research involves real people, not just numbers. So our duty as researchers is to ensure their dignity, privacy, and safety. That's why ethical guidelines and review boards exist to make sure research promotes human welfare, not harm. So, according to Bobby, ethical research follows five main principles: voluntary participation. So people should never be forced. Next, informed consent. Participants must fully understand what they're joining. Third, no harm, whether physical, emotional, or social. Fourth, confidentiality and anonymity. Protect identities. And finally, honesty. Never falsify data or result. So to understand why ethics matter, we look at history. The Tuskegee syphilis study deceived participants for decades. So Milgram's obedience experiments caused emotional distress. And the Stanford prison experiment showed how quickly people can abuse power. You can remember that case. So each case changed how we regulate and conduct social research today. Okay, we also have what we call the politics in social research, and it plays a major role in research. So the topics we chose, who funds us, and even how findings are interpreted, all can be influenced by political and ideological interest. So while research aims for objectivity, it often exists within political context. So what's our role? What's the researcher's role? So we must be self-aware. So our backgrounds, beliefs, and biases can influence how we design, collect, and interpret data. So Bobby reminds us that while complete objectivity may be impossible, being reflexive, meaning aware of our position, is key to responsible research. So ethics and politics are deeply intertwined. So ethics guide how we conduct research. That means with honesty and respect. Politics influences why we do research, and that is identifying who benefits from it. So our goal is to ensure that social research serves humanity, not exploitation. So in summary, to wrap up, paradigms give us lenses for understanding the world. Theories connect our ideas and observations. Research helps test and refine those theories. And throughout it all, ethical and political awareness keeps our work responsible, credible, and of course, humane. So this is a very good discussion questions in here. Number one, which paradigm do you think best represents your worldview and why? Number two, can research ever be truly objective? And number three, how can researchers protect participants in online studies? And of course, I got everything, all of this from this book of Bobby, published 2020, with the title The Practice of Social Research, 12th edition. That's all, and thank you very much.